There is a movement in American education that is based on incentives and achievement in standardized testing, rather than coming up with new ideas on how to teach.
You know, we're trying to help kids succeed in school. Really, basically, we're focusing on where kids learn, and that's in engagement with the teacher. The teacher creates learning experiences. So that brings us to the teaching, not testing, as being the most vital place to focus our energies in helping kids succeed.
I think the real problem and the real challenge is not about a failed education system, except that we've failed to identify the correct changes in the educational system that need to take place for our society and culture of the 21st century today.
We created Arts Integration Solutions because the arts provide the answer for creating learning experiences.
Some people think that arts integration is all about the arts. But it's not primarily about the arts. It's about academics and learning.
Arts Integration Solution is an educational organization, and the arts are used as the vehicle to better and transform our educational system.
If we are going to raise testing scores and compete on an international level, we need to engage the students in the thinking process.
I think the arts enhance learning in a number of ways. I think first and foremost, it really engages all learning types.
Parallel lines, excellent, good for you.
It's kinesthetic, it's auditory, it's visual. It engages students who may come in with a different cultural background or speak another language. It really offers them the opportunity to participate in the learning.
Because the arts are a tool for creating experiences in which all students learn, because the arts create experiences that are irresistible to kids. They're natural. They connect with curiosity and inquiry and play. And if the teacher is able to put the learning in the experience, then you have an engaged class.
Boys and girls, we were just learning the level 10 as we went up. Together we were showing a level 10 today. That's what we were practicing with.
If one is told to make a graph with their arms, and they suddenly see that they can do this, and then they're explained the concept of half, whole, third, quarter, they will remember it because they've done it. Their body has experienced it. Then when they sit down to take a test and those words are on the page, they can then formulate a response going back to that experience.
Show us all the 90-degree angles. Show one at a time. So there's one, right? There's two. Kids learn through sensory experience.
In this particular class, we were trying to address a concept from math that the students have a very, very difficult time. So what we did with origami is we took some simple, basic introductory origami folds in a square piece of paper. We created a physical and tactile representation that allowed the students to actually, using their senses, experience equivalence in the piece of paper in the folds. Yes, 2 can go into 1/4, right?
Yeah.
What's exciting about integrating the arts into other subject matters, such as math, science, English, is that it really truly teaches communication skills, it teaches participation skills, how to be a team member. It also helps kids with positive thinking and social skills, and most importantly, kids that are involved in the arts stay in school. They stay in school and they graduate.
We all agree that kids need to succeed in school in the academic subjects, and it only becomes more imperative when we take a look at what kind of workforce we need. 80% of the new jobs will require at least a high school or more education.
Corporations are encouraging initiatives like STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math, because they want workers that are innovative and creative and self-reliant, which completely goes against the way we used to teach students.
Because what they're finding is this drill and kill approach obviously hasn't worked. The tests show that.
Arts integration is a great approach to getting students to think more creatively, to work more collaboratively, to pose problems rather than be fed problems already, and to constantly question the world around them.
Whole body and arm.
Artists are by and large problem solvers. Every day in a studio, an artist figures out how to create a visual arts work, how to create a dance piece, how to create a theater piece, how to write a poem. By engaging artists and the arts in schools with our young people, it transfers those skills, those opportunities to create, those opportunities to think outside of the box, how to really innovate and look at something from a different point of view.
Circuitry of the brain is what governs the way we think and feel and do. And what we've learned over the last several decades is that the circuitry of the brain actually changes in response to experience.
You were creating an idea, a brand new idea. You ready? Running!
Because it's the physical body that is doing the work and therefore doing the learning and doing the collection and communication of data or information, which learning is about. So when the students can engage in a sensory fashion to learning, the research has showed us over time that that kind of learning and knowledge is the longest lasting, it's the most transferable, and so the arts in themselves have the capacity to engage students in that sensory, long-lasting, transferable type of learning.
We don't really know what creativity does in the brain. What we know, though, is that engagement is important to learning. There are many studies in all kinds of creatures, as well as in children, that show that simple doing isn't enough. The way you have an impact on circuitry is to have real engagement. The child, in the case of a student, has to care about what he or she is doing. And the wonderful thing about arts integration is that we give kids a reason to care.
So in the mime work, we use what we call a character lineup to build an elementary base for a physical character. So posture transforms. Then they add a gesture that's significant to the character. So if the character is mean, they'd want to add a gesture that communicates something about meanness.
Being able to take a reading strategy such as inferencing and be able to connect it to social studies of the gold rush, and so the kids are not, it's not separating reading time and social studies time. We're actually integrating, connecting the two, and now also bringing the arts in. So now you're not only integrating the arts, you've got the reading integrated as well as the social studies.
We do believe that the arts are really the entry point to learning.
Would you guys hold them? Absolutely.
That it's through the incorporation of a lot of different types of art, musical, dance, theater, visual arts, media arts, that students are really able to participate in a way that they are fully engaged in. Students who may not know that they have an aptitude to move because they've never been in a dance class all of a sudden realize that they have huge kinesthetic potential and understanding and love to move and love to understand math and science and social studies through movement.
Brain research reveals that learning is enhanced when information is presented in meaningful, connected patterns.
We help teachers first become comfortable approaching the arts, And then we help teachers make the connection between art and the academic standards that they're working with. And then we help teachers take a risk and create an experience, and they get to be part of the experience, but they invite the kids into the experience. And then the volcano erupts, and the teachers see what happens, and their energy is suddenly put toward finding all the ways that they can use arts integration. What do you think the power of arts integration could be? Where you see it could go as you're developing? Because one thing about the staff, you just all jumped right in the pool.
Target a lot of the higher order thinking skills such as analyzation and investigation, interpretation, and
Encourages engagement, and that's the major thing. I loved it. I can't wait to do it in my class. I really can't.
Kids and teachers are having fun, they're learning, they're succeeding. I've had teachers come to me that are brand new or that have been teaching for 25 or 30 years and say, this is the thing that has been missing from my classroom practice. This is what I needed to engage every student in my classroom and make it fun.
Our culture has evolved, so we need to think about education in a fundamentally new way.
Immediately upon implementation, arts integration affects students and classrooms. And what we see is disciplinary infractions immediately go down and attendance goes up. Kids want to go to school again because they're not sitting in their seats 6 hours a day. They're up, moving, engaged, a part of their learning experience.
It's making it fun. When you watch children in a classroom with arts integration, what you see is that they are totally engaged. Their enthusiasm is taking them right into the material you wanted to engage them in. Who could ask for better?
I think the work that Arts Integration Solutions is really about learning. It's about how do students learn? How do they learn to learn? And how do they come to understand their own process of learning so that they can apply it to any area of new knowledge construction they want to engage in for the rest of their life?